Well, hello, Texoma Southern family and friends. Glad you could be with us on this Thursday. Our text is Matthew 26, Mark chapter 14, Luke chapter 22, and then John's Gospel chapters 13 through 18, or the beginning of 18. Jesus may have taught in the temple on Thursday. If he did, it's not recorded. So it's a very possible, because it did say earlier, there's a scripture verse says he taught daily in the temple. I don't know much about what went on this day as far as early in the day, but we do know this. We do know that Judas Iscariot has already gone to the religious leaders and made a deal with them to betray Jesus. We also know this, that in Luke 22 verse 8, it says that Jesus sent his two disciples, Peter and John, to go to Jerusalem to prepare the Passover meal. And then that Jesus and his disciples, they would, of course, join them later. The events for Thursday really began at sundown on Thursday. That's when the Passover is going to begin. Matthew 26, Mark 14, Luke 22. You read about Jesus instituting the Lord's Supper. That's when Jesus kind of basically said, listen, guys, you know all about the Old Testament and the sacrifices and so. But understand, I am the ultimate sacrifice, the new covenant, so to speak. And so things were really different. I don't think his disciples truly understand it at this time, but they would. There's no doubt about it. They would. What's rather interesting is that you do not find the institution of the Lord's Supper in John's Gospel. It's just not there. He gives us some rather interesting things that were going on during the time of the Lord's Supper. For instance, we read in John's Gospel, that we don't read in the others to my knowledge, of Jesus washing the feet of the disciples. That wonderful act of servanthood. Well, during the same time of this Lord's Supper period that's going on, Jesus then goes on a crash course of instruction giving, of teaching time. And this is found in John chapters 13 through 17. And in those chapters, it includes the wonderful verse, John 14:6. Says, I am the way and the truth and the life, and that no one comes to the Father except through me. Wonderful verse. But it also includes all of chapter 17, which is the priestly prayer, that of Jesus praying for us. So after eating, as we find out, Jesus and his disciples, they go to the Garden of Gethsemane. Now remember, we need to understand, it is nighttime. They had already been eating. At sundown they were eating. So it's nighttime, and Jesus goes to the garden, and he says to his disciples, hey, listen, guys, I'm going to go off and pray by myself. You stay alert, keep watch, and so forth. And he goes off and prays, and when he comes back, he finds his disciples sleeping. Jesus wakes them up. He says, could you not have stayed up and watched and prayed? And folks, as Christians, there's something that is relevant to us. We need not to get lazy or apathetic or sleepy about what is going on in the world today. We know that Jesus Christ is coming again. The thing is, we just don't know when. So what are we to do? Well, we need to stay alert. We need to be prepared, but also we need to be praying. Now, it seems that this prayer time gets rather interrupted by a mob of people who comes into the garden looking for Jesus. Again, it's late Thursday night. It may have possibly have already slipped past midnight into just early Friday morning. And what happens? Chaos breaks out. Jesus is betrayed. Authorities come in and they arrest him. And it is here then that things start moving at lightning fast speeds, from here all the way to the crucifixion. Well, until next time, keep the faith. Have a great day.